Hello, Twilight Struggle fans. Happy New Year, and welcome to Game of the Week here on Action Round Zero. I'm Justin Abramson. Peter Frantz is coming right up, and we've got a good one for you today as ARZ's own Ziemowit Pazderski takes on his countryman, Jarek Grzaslewicz, boy, I hope I said that one right, in a huge RTSL Stalin Division clash. After a brief one-season stop in Level 2, Ziemowit is back, and once again near the top of the table in the Stalin Division. He has 6 victories to his name and is very much in contention for a title. On the other hand, Jarek's record is underwater with 2 wins and 4 losses, and he may need to win out in order to avoid relegation. Now, before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone once again, if you've got a close or interesting game you've recorded, you'd like to see it broadcast on IRZ, send that over to Anton Scott and we'll get it on the air for you. We are always looking for new and interesting games to get on ARZ. So, wherever you are in the world and whatever time it is for you, come on along for the ride as these 2 elite Polish players renew their rivalry here on Action Round Zero, Twilight Struggle's biggest stage. And now let's bring in Peter Frantz. Peter, thank you for joining the stream today. I am looking forward to calling this one with you. We are watching from Jarek's side today. He's the USA. What are your thoughts on his turn 1 hand?
Yeah, there's some good stuff here. Don't want to see 2 scoring cards, but Middle East will be able to headline, hopefully for 4 points. Couple 4-ops. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
You could do a lot worse with this hand. A lot of good, a lot of bad here. One thing that this hand does not have is a blockade card. So either Jarek is going to have to hold a 4-op for it or just not play around it and hope that he does not see blockade evented turn 1. So for me, this would be a simple 4-4-2.
So I might risk it.
Yep, I think I would as well. For me, this would be a simple 4-4-2 Middle East. And it looks like that's what Jarek is going as well. What do you think about Marshall here, Peter?
Nah, I'd want to get that scoring out. And hopefully, if he coups, we can drop Asia AR1.
Yep. But no, we will see Nasser. So that clips the Middle East headline. No VPs for Jarek in the headline. And now, I think normally players like to spread out in the Middle East after a Nasser headline, but obviously with Middle East scored, I think the coup makes sense. Ziemowit tries it, and he rolls just enough.
Oh, man, now I might coup back Iran, but dropping Asia is also tempting.
Yeah, with Asia in your hand, I don't think you can coup back Iran. I would even be leery of going with the usual play, which would be Lebanon, Malaysia, because I'd be worried about a duck coup. Yeah, I like dropping Asia here. Oh, and Ziemowit's just going to drop Europe. Okay, so scoring cards gone.
So
now
all the
they can
scorings
actually
are out.
play the game. Yeah.
Right. AR2, turn 1, no more scorings.
Jarek thinking about
Definitely
Lebanon,
like to get
Malaysia,
Lebanon
which
here.
makes sense. Pretty standard play. I think these guys, I'm sure, obviously Jarek's going to want to coup at some point, but he can wait on that.
I mean, yeah, Iran's pretty tempting, though, here. You get a big 4-op coup there. Oh, well, we're going to see the Malaysia coup.
Oh, a huge
nice miss.
Yeah, that's a huge
Yeah,
miss
that's
from
big
Ziemowit.
for Jarek.
You hand over 2 VPs and Thailand with that miss. And Jarek thinking now about a coup himself, gets the last shot at Iran, and he hits big. Wow. So that's a huge turning point in the scheme.
Big. It was looking pretty dicey for a second there.
Yeah, so Jarek rightfully worried about that duck coup. But he dumps Asia before going into Malaysia, which works out great for him. And then Ziemowit misses on the duck coup. And Jarek hits on the Iran coup. Just needed a 2, but he got a 4. And yeah, now Ziemowit has to contend himself with countries like South Korea and Libya. And Jarek going to get the first space shot off and hit. So this is a great start for the USA.
Yeah, and it turned on a dime. It was looking bad in the Middle East all of a sudden, and started 2 scoring cards, but things are picking up.
So, yeah, Jarek pointing out to his countryman and rival that he could have spaced Special and beaten him to that spot if he hit the roll. Oh, there goes Suez. That would have been, it could have been a potentially interesting event, but yeah, I think the ops are better.
Yeah, it looks like Z doesn't have any access cards here, which is nice for Jarek.
Yeah, and Jarek needs to, DEFCON is at 2. Jarek needs to take Thailand. Not necessarily on this AR, but he's got to do it. So yeah, I think you've got to use Marshall for ops. And then 3 in Pakistan's fine. You're not going to get bit by the war because that's in your hand. And I think, I don't know, what would you do here, Peter? Would you just use Romanian to take Thailand and hold IP war so you can guarantee yourself getting mill ops? Or would you use IP war to get Thailand to 3?
With Vietnam out there and Decall out there, I'd probably put the IP war ops right to Thailand here. It's going to be pretty precarious if you don't.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that can take Thailand away from you. Obviously, a Purge headline or a Defectors headline can help in that regard, but you don't want to count on drawing those cards. So we'll see if he takes the chance here.
Exactly.
He's going to go exactly as you said,
like
and that
this.
makes sense to
The
me.
seeds of totalitarian regimes are nurtured by misery and want. They spread
Okay.
and grow
Well, it's
in the
nice to get
evil soil
D-stall and
of poverty
Defectors
and
here.
strife.
Can block a
They
Purge
reach
or a
their full
Vietnam or
growth
something, but
when the hope of a people
No-
for a
no more
better
4
life
ops.
has died.
Yes, this to me is a pretty clear Defectors.
and we can hold D-stall for blockade. Hopefully hold it through.
Yep, and he did indeed get Vietnam. So not nearly as harmful with Thailand at 3.
Of the 20th century is the challenge of human relations and not of
Should just be a coup of Panama, I assume.
forces.
Ooh, nice big roll.
Yeah, nice
Okay.
big roll. So
Makes CIA now a threat.
yep, And so now, haven't seen decall, so I think we do need one in Angola here, don't we? Or would you just hope
I would
Ziemowit
think
doesn't
so,
have
yeah.
doesn't have decall?
I would spread as quickly as possible. Might go to Lao, take Lao as well.
Yep, I like
Yeah.
this. That's exactly what I would do.
No need to hold on to Cambridge. All the scorings came out by turn 1 AR2, so you can play that whenever you want.
Yep, that is a guilt-free 2, but not a lot of ops left in Jarek's hand. He's got De Gaulle, which is a 3, and the rest of just 1s or 2s, and the D-Cell obviously unplayable and has to be held for blockade.
Yeah.
So if we see decall here,
Oh,
obviously okay, yep,
through.
and there it is. So this will be Zaire, Nigeria, Algeria, and then Indonesia. Oh no, gonna go Burma. That makes sense too.
Okay. Like you said, we don't really have a great card to take India with.
No, we do not. Oh boy, I don't like that. I would rather just use De Gaulle to take France to 3-1 if that's our plan. What do you think about that, Peter?
I don't know. Sometimes in that situation, I might put ops into Iran, and if he takes France, not ideal, but then De Gaulle's basically free for us.
Yeah.
So, but France is pretty valuable, so.
Yep, it's important. Yeah, so I have no problem with the ops into France. I just think I might have gone with De Gaulle while it was not free, but almost with just 1 into France. Now we need. Yeah, okay, we're just gonna beef up France. I might have taken Algeria there.
Yeah, that might have been better.
I think that would have been a fine use of 2 ops to take Algeria.
Truman out now. Sure,
Yeah.
he's happy about with Eastern Europe pretty precarious.
So, Peter, you know me. I would trigger De Gaulle and get him out of the deck rather than space him. A lot of players like to space him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the real issue I have with it is that it gives access to Algeria, but Ziemowit already has Algeria, so it's probably pretty okay to play at this point. Get it out of the deck forever.
I think that makes sense. Question is, what do these 2 guys want to do? Asia looks like it's shaping up to be a draw. I don't know if it makes sense to put 2 in Algeria and really fight hard for it now that you can't take it in 1 shot. Maybe Indonesia needs to be taken.
Put 1 in Saharan.
Saharan, yeah, that makes sense too.
Get some realigns. He's probably not going to give Jarek any mill ops here, so.
Yeah, I doubt we'd see a Saharan coup. I think more likely you'd see a Nigeria overprotect. I'm fine with Saharan here. And I don't think you need to wait to AR6. Malaysia. Okay. I would have thought Indonesia there would prevent against a decall redraw rather. But Malaysia, I guess, makes sense too. You don't want Ziemowit taking Afghanistan, Burma, and South Korea for Dom. This should be. Okay, it goes Burma and Syria to lock up Middle East Dom.
I'd put this in France if we're going to give De Gaulle.
I would just give De Gaulle now, so I have a guilt-free 2 to play on AR6. I don't know what the 5th in West Germany does for us, unless he's really worried about a jam.
Yeah, I don't know that either. Don't understand.
It's also not out of the question we could see. We have not seen either purge nor blockade, so it's possible we could lose all of those. All right, now there goes containment. So this should be okay. Oh, gonna overprotect North Korea. take South Korea, and then just one Algeria. So neither player taking Algeria here.
Interesting. Yeah, I was thinking you could definitely poke Asia and get Dom, but Z saw that, so not gonna let that happen.
Well, it's Asia right now is Ziemowit with 3 battlegrounds to 2. So a poke of North Korea doesn't give Dom,
Right.
but obviously if you got it flipped, it would. Okay, and there goes Jarek.
Right.
into
If
Sahara
Z had
So my country's
if Z
purpose
hadn't
is
done
to
that
help
over
us
protecting
move
him, and
out
I was thinking that
of the
might be a
dark
good
chamber
move to
of
poke North
horrors
Korea, but
into the light.
he was wise to that.
To find a way by which the minds of men.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, and so a nice
More
pick
four
up of the
ops.
last 2 4-ops, but yeah, Purge known in Ziemowit's hand and no defectors redraw, so that's annoying with blockade, but of course you can UN it.
You can UN it, yeah. You can space D-stall, and you have 3 4-ops left, which might end up being 3 ops, but still, that's pretty decent amount of ops.
Suez,
Okay.
not Purge.
Interesting.
Looks like that suggests somebody who wants to get Europe scoring off.
Yeah.
Yeah, was Duck
Yep,
known?
there it is.
Yeah, was Duck known, Peter? Duck was not known as a redraw. Obviously, it was used to coup Malaysia.
Yeah. Fascinating.
So that headline works out great for Ziemowit against the Duck headline. I would have liked it a lot less had Jarek headlined anything other than Duck, because then you're giving up the coup.
Yeah, yeah.
And now Jarek can dump D-stall with blockade. And as a matter of fact, I might, in case of a mid-turn purge, I might think about playing blockade right this second. But I can see why you'd want to shore up these other countries.
He put 1 into Angola, one into Algeria, and he took Indonesia. Did I get that right?
Yep, so he's worried about a decall redraw. Because Ziemowit does not know about UN. He knows about... Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Is I would have liked to see blockade used right there. Because now blockade is going to stay in the deck for the late war.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but UN isn't known, right? I think that's the...
Right. UN is not known. So that's
he
why
probably
Ziemowit
wouldn't
did
have done that if he... Right. Yeah, because you can still UN blockade. Yeah, it's annoying for the late war, but it could have been a lot more annoying, potentially.
Yeah, that's true. So blockade stays around for the late war. D-stall gets space. So really, it's only a 2-op purge, and it keeps blockade in the deck. I guess it's not that bad. Now it would be a lot worse, of course, if not for the UN redraw. Oh,
Looks like Jarek is going to get rid of it now, anyways. I don't know how I feel about that.
okay. Yeah, Jarek doesn't want to deal with that in the late war. So now he'll space D-stall. Oh, huge IP war coming up. And that's a big roll. Still not going to be enough for Dom, though, in all likelihood.
Yeah. Still hurts.
Yeah, no question about it. So now that you've discarded to blockade, I think I don't think you want a UN D-stall, do you?
I don't think so. I think you space it, maybe get extra points for captured Nazis as well.
Yeah, that would have been my thought, and I think that was Jarek's thought too, but he missed on the roll.
I'd also be a little bit concerned about Iran getting realigned here. Yeah, especially now. Might want to poke somewhere before the end of the turn.
Yeah, about when DEFCON goes back up to 3. Yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say I'm a little nervous about a Lao flip.
Yeah, that's also true. Might happen right here.
Yeah, there it is. So now that is 7 countries to just 5 in Asia. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Yeah, I think you have to do that. You need to hang on to Lao.
Now he has access to Vietnam, though. Without Vietnam revolts, he'll still give him Dom.
Yes, and Vietnam's still in the deck because it was defector. But yeah, the Fidel event makes sense. And now we will see, presumably, it's just CNS event, right? Or are you going to take Vietnam with it?
I don't know about taking Vietnam. I mean, you could, but disappear in an instant if VR comes back.
I think I still like the event.
Yeah, the event's pretty good. What did he end up doing with it? I missed it.
Went South Africa. If we were under containment, I would have said, no, let's take Mexico with it. But just the one op, I think I like the event better. Okay, so very high ops hand here.
Wow. Yes, we needed this.
Goodness, let's add them up. 10, 16, 18, 22, 26, 28 ops in this hand. Wow, out of 9 cards, more an average of more than 3 ops. Oh boy. So what's your play here? Do you headline ABM? I don't think I would. I think I would save ABM in case Ziemowit gets into South America. What would you do here, Peter?
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe a Cuban Missile Crisis to protect your investment in Africa, and then you take Zaire with a coup, possibly. East European would be tempting if Europe wasn't scored, but Europe is out. Truman is out.
Yeah, it would certainly be annoying, but not gonna turn the game. It might be worth an event later in the turn. Okay, Muslims.
Oh.
Okay, well that saves the trouble of the Iran realign.
Disappears. Yeah, man, but I would have loved a poke of like Pakistan or something there just to be able to get back in.
Yep. But now that's going to be gone. So control potentially on the table in the Middle East for Ziemowit. And with CMC in effect, you might see him start filling up Middle East battlegrounds because there's not a whole heck of a lot else to do on the board. I don't know that you want to go Colombia here.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's good for Jarek that he has Arab-Israeli in hand, so he can go ahead and fill up Israel if it feels that's necessary.
Yeah, he does, but he also's got Quagmire and We Will Bury You. So he's going to have to trigger AI War. Or he's going to have to double space, or he obviously could self-quag, but this really isn't a self-quag hand.
No, this isn't self-quag. Yeah, I would event the war first, and then fill it up if we can.
Yeah, that's
if we need to.
Fair. So Muslims, not a great headline for Ziemowit. Yes, it flips Iran, but that wasn't going to change the domination situation. It's a card that could have waited till the middle of the turn. That suggests Ziemowit is either afraid of missile envy, or perhaps that he doesn't have a stronger headline like Junta. He doesn't have a stronger headline that would get, or Vietnam would be a great headline here as well. So suggests he doesn't have either of those cards.
That's all the red 4s accounted for already, turn 4. We might end up seeing a casual turn 4 flower power, too. How do you feel about that, Justin?
I think we will see that. And you know how I feel about that. But IP War, I believe IP War was redrawn turn 3. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, because you hit with it.
So Korean War is still in the deck. AI War will get out before flower power.
Actually, I think isn't he holding Korean War? I think I saw that on the known cards from last turn.
Yeah, I think he played it for Ops though. I'm not sure. I think he played it for Ops to take Burma and Syria.
All right, so maybe it's just Brush War we're worried about. So maybe not too painful. We'll see.
But yeah, I think you're gonna have to stomach AI War. You're gonna have to stomach flower power. In all likelihood. So Ziemowit, obviously Muslim, not a decision here. The question is for Ziemowit, what does he want to do afterward? And he's in Cuba, so you could go with the Colombia play if you really wanted to. You could take a coup and remove from Cuba right now if you really wanted to do that and you were worried about being realigned out. It's all obviously a question of what Ziemowit has in his hand. You could take Vietnam. We're going to find out right now. Okay, he's just going to remove right now. And maybe flip Lao back. Okay, going to overprotect Zaire and take Iran. That makes sense too.
Okay, so I would definitely want to overprotect Lao here if I were Jarek. Definitely getting to Mexico also good.
I would too. Would you think about taking realigned shots on Cuba now that there's just one in there? Or is that too greedy?
Yeah, this might be a good time for it. I also, and if you do that, you can also target Zaire and possibly Nigeria too with even realigns.
Okay, Jarek going to go with a more conventional approach, which is fill battlegrounds.
South Africa and Mexico. Okay.
Okay, there goes Middle East.
Middle East. That could also contributed to the Muslim headline.
Yep, so it is just a 2 VP swing, but 2 VP is not nothing. Now,
I really want him to overprotect. Oh, I don't know about that. And isn't Japan, U.S. Japan in the discard?
Oh, I don't like this. Not with AI War in my hand.
I really don't like this.
Oh, I do not like this at all.
No. Oh. Not a fan.
Okay, that... I don't mind putting 3 into Cuba, putting some pressure on Ziemowit there. Oh, okay, well, there's Allende, so I think we'll probably wait till a spread into Argentina, and that's going to be our ABM target. But now we have a problem with AI War in our hand. Jarek really needs to hit this space roll, and he does. Okay, so Jarek going to get bailed out for that
You also
mistake.
still have We Will Bury You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to space AI War here, and I assume he'll hold We Will Bury You. I just don't know it was necessary to put flower power into Cuba. I would have been fine with 3 in Cuba, and if Ziemowit wants to have an ops war there, great. Like, that's a great place for us to have an ops war. I mean, okay, he spaces AI War and doesn't hit the roll, but it's now out of his hand.
I was saying, U.S. Japan's in the discard, right? We might want to get some of these ops into to Japan.
Yes.
At some point.
That's
because
correct.
He flips Lao or takes Vietnam.
Oh, even
This could get
realigns, and
dicey.
he hits on that roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Ziemowit with cultural. Yep, and now I suspect
And
we'll
there's
just see
our target.
ABM.
But now he takes Asia Dom also.
Yep, yep. Very quietly takes Asia Dom here on AR6. Oh, and a huge roll from Jarek.
Let's hope he doesn't have brush.
Oh, and Yarek's timer already running. Maybe that was a quick trigger on brush from Ziemowit.
Oh boy. Make sure you tell JR to look away.
Yeah, I always do. Doesn't always work though. Jarek taking a long look at the discard pile, even though his clock is running.
Like me, probably screwed up his tracker somewhere.
Yep. One small step.
Nope.
Okay, just gonna get his
Not.
mill ops. That makes sense. Also stops
Yep.
Dom.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you want to flip Vietnam back with VR still around. Yeah, I like all 3 of those.
It's a luring Che target if that's Ziemowit's hand. I might have put 2 in Uruguay there, but
Yep. Okay, we have some serious problems here. And we are very,
Oh,
very
boy.
happy that Ziemowit decided he needed his mill ops and didn't event one small step.
see, this is why I would have liked to get rid of We Will Bury You and play Arab-Israeli War. Maybe hold something less problematic, because decall OPEC. OPEC has 4 points.
This
Lone gunman.
I know this is crazy talk. Is this a "We Will Bury You" headline? You just concede the 3VP, save the coup, and then you can space decall in OPEC?
Yeah, he would target Uruguay. Is there anything we can do about that?
That's true. Okay, you're gonna go Usurian. Well, there it is. So that kind of makes Uruguay moot.
Happened anyway.
So yeah, Usuri with us not having the China card, not how we wanted to use Usuri, but he's going to have to play the China card here because you cannot give decall or OPEC on this board.
No, yeah.
So he's going to have to space twice, play China, and hold gunman plus another unacceptable card.
Do you think Z goes into Brazil and coups, I never remember, Guatemala here and then takes an Africa coup, or does he coup a battleground?
That's what I would do. I would like that much better than cooing. Maybe he's really worried about Brush, but I'd rather take an Africa coup. Yep, and you're exactly right. That's exactly what he did. And now he'll take a Zaire coup. And hit the roll big time now.
Big coup there.
So I don't know about you, but this might be a situation where you just jam Brazil with China. The problem is you can follow up with Comic-Con to get one of those two countries.
Yeah.
Now, of course, then you're out of ops the rest of the turn, basically.
So would like to get Africa Dom back just in case he has it.
Yep.
Potentially Central American as well.
If we don't jam Brazil here, Ziemowit is going to take Venezuela, and then we're probably dominated in South America. Okay, he's going to space. That's fine. I don't hate that because it's you have a lot of obligations in this terrible hand. This will be Venezuela.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now I'd just space again if that was what we're going to do, because Ziemowit would have scored Africa before he did that. I would just space again. I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine with the nuke subs event. Honestly, I might have.
This type of situation, though, it might be tempting Z to raise DEFCON, and then you can coup with We Will Bury You. But
yeah,
I'm not biting on that at the moment anyway.
Well, that was my thinking. Is if you're going to play a nuke subs to the event, I would have headlined it, because then maybe Ziemowit doesn't coup on AR1, and if he doesn't coup on AR1, we can either trigger We Will Bury You or get out a gunman.
Right. Yes. Both of those great options.
And I don't mind the nuke subs event here because given how Africa looks. However, I would have liked to get rid of my obligations first before triggering a card like nuke subs.
Yeah.
So I would have liked to see our second space get done before that.
Definitely. We have too many bad cards here.
Yep.
Lone Gunman still. We Will Bury You. OPEC. Man. And you of course, and I'm with you on this. This is a great place to event John Paul. Europe is pretty weak.
Yeah. And
don't want to let that go unevented, I would think.
Not even thinking about it. That would have been a Nixon coup for me. But yeah, like that really, the Pope is a problem for Ziemowit. But okay, I know we needed that coup. Yeah, just a poke. Not gonna do too much. I guess you're probably gonna ignore that.
Yeah, this is what you were saying about the obligations. He's got too many crappy cards in his hand.
You could take a shot at Zaire here for Africa control, or you could just try Brazil.
Ask not what your country can do
But I think we could have gotten a South American
let's
battleground
see.
without cooing.
We could have, for sure.
Ugh. OPEC is
All right.
5 now. I'm really worried about missile envy.
Oh, yeah.
We can't hand over 5 VPs to OPEC.
Okay,
boy.
interesting. Quagmire's been spaced.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of NORAD. I have to see with this situation here how many places he could poke at.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, there.
Oh, nice big coup. Had to event that. There's no question with these cards. I guess you'd probably event Nixon here.
Yeah, I think you do. Cultural's in the discard. And we're going to be holding Gunman into turns. Gunman and OPEC, which are unplayable 5 VP OPEC into turn 6. Yeah, you better event Nixon, get China back.
Hope for a Ask-Not draw.
Yeah, I'd be happy. I hope to draw Astronaut turn 6, but I'd be fine getting Astronaut right this very second, too. Not nearly as good,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I would
definitely.
happily take it. And we've mentioned it before, but Jarek with Asia to worry about. Ziemowit very quietly and sneakily took an Asia Dom with Vietnam, and that has not been answered.
Yes.
Oh.
And there's...
Oh, and he did have it.
Wow. That's fun.
Yeah. Boy, I would have held on to We Will Bury You for that reason. I think this is just a Zaire coup, and then you could, if this coup goes well in Zaire, go with no. I don't like that. I would have much rather I would much rather knock down Zaire, and then if it goes really well, we could coup again with Nixon. But okay, we're gonna get China back. That makes sense. And you were holding 2 really bad cards into turn 6. But we do have headline peaks, so maybe we get rid of Gunman here.
That'd be great. Unless our hand is iffy, and that gives Z a lot of knowledge we wouldn't want him to have. We did get Asia, that's good. Grain sales.
So, okay, Asia in our hand, and we've got plenty of ops. No other, notably, no Kennedy, but no other problem cards. Okay, that is really annoying because if you don't headline Marshall, this is a bad missile envy. Again, would have much rather held on to. Would have much rather held on to We Will Bury You.
I think my answer here would depend on if NATO is still around. I don't remember where NATO is.
NATO was drawn turn 3. So it's not. It is in the discard.
Okay.
So you're headlining Marshall, but then all of these are terrible to give.
I think I would have headlined grain sales in this situation, probably.
Yeah.
Let him take... Oh, did we just give... Did we give Brezhnev?
Yeah, he gave Brezhnev.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Ugh, man, 4 really bad choices.
We gave him Brezhnev and the coup, which is... I don't like that. I think grain sales would have been my choice. Let him... We coup somewhere, give him 4 ops. With NATO in the discard, not gonna... I think, actually, isn't Warsaw... It's been played too, right?
Yeah, Warsaw's in the discard as well. Okay, and now Ziemowit gets a 3-op coup in Angola, just enough.
We, of course, have to play Missile Envy, so we can't take it back.
And we can't stop Asia Dom either. But yeah, I think this is probably a coup in the Americas, right? To stop Dom in one of them?
Yeah, okay. Also would like to get Dom in Central and Africa, but we have a lot to do here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I meant get Dom in Central or stop Dom in South. Okay. If
Yeah.
Ziemowit has Central or Africa, I think he dumps it now. Unless he also has Brush and wants to roll the dice. I think if he has Brush, we would see it here.
How do you feel about 5-year plan to get rid of lone gunman here? Or not 5, how I learned, I mean.
If we see Africa scoring, then yes, I'm fine with it. But boy, I really don't want to give up a coup in Nigeria. I really don't want to give up 2 coups with Africa.
With him and
unscored.
Brezhnev.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah, a 2-op coup with gunmen. Yeah, that would be really bad. I'm going to use grain, hope that either we get Kennedy with grain. Ugh. Ugh.
Jay is rough here. Oh, boy.
Yep. So I'm going to... Okay, that's not what you wanted to pull, but good to know that Ziemowit has it.
Right. Good to know that he has it. Now we can take that domination.
So 1 Paraguay, 1 Cameroon. Okay.
He's going to risk the realigns here.
Yeah, I would have thought... Yeah, what I was trying to say was I would have used grain, hope to cut his hand size so that Ziemowit has to give me Kennedy, or maybe he's got voice puppets, some other terrible thing in his hand that he doesn't want to give, and he just gives Kennedy.
Yeah. I think it's out of the question of eventing Bear Trap here because of all those things, and
Yep.
Puppet's still around. And
No. Yeah, we're going to need the 3 ops. We absolutely are going to need the 3 ops here.
yeah.
Now, Ziemowit leads in
Space
country
OPEC.
count. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we need to space OPEC. I would think we even up Asia, take Japan and overprotect Laos maybe, and then, or, yeah, 1 Laos, maybe 1 in Taiwan, and try to get Asia off for close to even here.
Yeah.
But then we have to get rid of OPEC. We have, ugh.
Yeah, I think you space OPEC first.
Yep,
Ugh.
definitely.
But you want to fight for Africa Dom too.
Yeah, we have it currently. Let's see how much Z wants to fight. Haven't seen Panama, OAS. Could be some other problem cards, like you said. Voice could be in his hand.
Yeah, boy, would have really liked to cut Ziemowit's hand size. But obviously you can't play Africa for him.
Right.
Now,
Now,
you
if we
mentioned
had
5-year
Dom
plan.
when we drew it,
You-
then maybe.
Perhaps you were... Perhaps I know I mentioned it accidentally, but is 5-year plan... Could Ziemowit have 5-year plan?
I don't remember where it is, but that would be a reason to bear trap,
Yeah.
potentially.
So if Ziemowit holds on to Africa, it doesn't bother to contest Africa, and holds it to AR7, then yeah, I think you probably have to bear trap AR6.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving
Yeah, that would make sense. I don't remember. I don't think we've seen it for a while, so you might have it.
Returning him safely to the earth.
Though if he can contest, like I said, there's things like OAS out there that you might want a 5-year plan OAS instead if you can. Oh, there it is.
Now, well, remember, we're under Brezhnev, so OAS not a big deal at all.
True.
So, yeah, okay,
That's
this
true.
gives access to Peru, but I think that's the last thing that Jarek is thinking about with this hand.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, that Brezhnev, man, I don't... If we weren't going to bear trap him anyways, maybe Yarek's still thinking about it, but that seemed like a better card to give than...
Oh, and he misses on the coup. So that's that.
That's awful. No. Now we don't have to worry about 5-year plan. Just
Yep.
drop it, see?
Anything but a 1.
Okay,
Jarek,
but
yeah,
we still got to
spaces.
deal with this Asia, too.
Yeah, it's getting late early here.
Unless we're thinking he's going to have Kennedy.
boy, yeah, losing Sadat there is
Man.
painful.
What a brutal Brezhnev.
Yeah. This isn't going to stop Asia Dom.
I guess he's just banking on Kennedy here.
That was could have waited. There's no realigns there. That very much could have waited. I
you
don't
have
understand
option.
that.
No. I mean, even like trying to take Dom in Central could have been useful there.
Just one up. Even just one Nicaragua gets you Dom. One Haiti. I don't understand Paraguay. It's a fine country to have when you have Argentina, but I think it could have waited.
Yeah.
Oh, puppets. Okay, well, that's going to get you Dom in Central.
Yep.
Saudi for sure. Central Dom for sure. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, he's just going to give Asia on AR6?
Didn't even fight for Asia. Wow.
I don't understand. I mean, I guess you're thinking, well, he has Brezhnev.
Oh, he did have 5-year plan. What did he have to go with it?
Yeah,
Southeast.
So, okay, so that, would have, maybe an AR6 bear trap could have been interesting. Well, not could have been interesting. Would have been 4 VPs.
Yeah. But you're right, that Paraguay play didn't make a lot of sense. There's other things. We could have fought for Asia. We could have thought about that bear trap. I don't know.
Jarek, and we could have done so. We could have taken Japan. That would have stopped Dom. Forced Ziemowit to fill up Taiwan. He probably would have, but yeah, maybe he would have flipped Lao.
Coming up to this reshuffle, I'd like to get Europe Dom back and potentially Africa. I don't know how many cards are left.
Yeah.
Presence in Middle East also.
Yeah, we need to take Lebanon back. I'd like to get... The Brush is coming, so also very important. I get Portugal over UK.
Yeah.
This is 4 ops here, remember.
Yep. Oof.
No, I don't like that. I think we needed those ops.
I don't like that either. There's so many things we have to do on this board. Yeah, those ops are so important.
And that's all, VOA is also, yeah, there it is. VOA now discarded painlessly to the trap. We do get Kennedy, so this is nice. This is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 card Kennedy discard.
How do you feel about going for Central America control here?
Oh, that seems quite reasonable.
See, yeah, it doesn't have anything really to fight it. He also does have Alliance for Progress, so I make his hand a little more problematic.
Well, no, it doesn't, because remember we bear trapped him. So VOA going to go into the trap, and Alliance for Progress gets easily spaced.
It's spaced if you want, yeah. It's true. Salt also, he can hold a card if he needs to.
Could presumably salt for Brush if he,
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't have a good Brush target in South. Of course, you're going to forget it. You're going to Kennedy away South, of course. So Kennedy comes turn 7, and Gunman South, Portuguese, Willie, Sock Govs all going to go. I guess your headline here, if your Ziemowit, is just SAU.
Probably. That's a bit annoying.
So Ziemowit has one unknown.
He is trapped, like we said. We're just Kennedying in this headline, right? We're going to hold on to Brush for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think we need to Brush in the headline. Unless you were really gung-ho about scoring central control. In which case we need to probably Brush in the headline. Okay, yep, and that's a
Yeah,
great
there
play
it
by
is.
Ziemowit. Force our hand now. So if we want to get this control, we have to brush in the headline and wait for Kennedy. But I think we need the VP, right?
And
There's
probably flower power, and then like you said, he can salt for brush now. So okay, well, we get it. That's good.
Okay, so we get the roll, and that's 7 much needed VPs, obviously 5 because we gave up brush. And there goes VOA. Now we need to coup. Presumably in Angola? No, what?
I would
No,
think
no.
Angola, though we.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'd trigger South African right now because now I want to I just want to harangue Jarek into not Kennedy, into making Kennedy be as late as possible. Oh, it just goes right for the realigns and hits the roll.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, the realigns are a good play, but that's not a play that Jarek needs to immediately respond
Whoa.
to. No.
We can Kennedy this
Just
away,
Kennedy
right?
now?
What are we doing?
Just Kennedy now. If Ziemowit had Middle East, you guarantee he would have scored it right there.
Exactly. Man, we need the Kennedy there.
There was no rush on that at all. Could have gotten rid of Portuguese. Portuguese
have
could
to-
also matter.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't need to play it.
Like, losing Southeast African states could matter. Okay, yeah, there's a Lao flip, and now we can't do anything about that. We have to Kennedy.
We have to Kennedy. I do like the idea of getting one more op into Canada here, though. There's more and more places where poking becomes useful.
Okay, and
And
there
we
goes
have
Africa.
Quagmire. Great.
And now we
Space
don't.
Quagmire.
Yeah, get Quagmire back, so that can easily go to space. Oh, Southeast redraw. So
I mean, I feel like we've been pretty hard on Jarek so far, but he is ahead on the board. I mean, he's ahead in the game, and his board position isn't that bad right now.
That's right, and he's about to event Missile Envy and pick up 4 more VPs.
Oh, did he event it? Oh,
Yeah.
he did event it. Good.
Yep,
I was
and he
afraid
knows,
to use it for ops.
Yeah, he knows Ziemowit's whole hand, so this is going to be 4 VPs.
Very nice.
And we've been picking on Jarek a little bit, but Jarek now. Okay, there's the coup. Ziemowit needs this. Gonna go Botswana. So yeah, looks like Yarek's not getting Dom here, but he'll take the 2.
That makes sense. I really just want to get one more op into Canada, but I feel like we hold EEU and event that sometime in the late war, and Camp David probably gets evented as well, so I don't know if we'll be able to take Canada here.
Yeah, I would like to see. Okay, and there goes Vietnam. I would like to see. Yeah, Quagmire's got to get spaced now. I like the Camp David
Salt out,
event.
definitely.
Yeah, okay. Again, there's no way Ziemowit has Middle East. Okay, no, he knows his whole hand. Never mind. He knows Ziemowit's whole hand. Panama and South African. Also, yeah, that. I might have just evented South African anyway, but. And we do not activate NORAD.
But surely one such lesson learned
Yeah.
by the world at great cost.
What
It could be useful for.
Oh,
Yeah. What a hand! Oh my goodness!
what
Oh
a
boy!
hand. Boy, I sure wish we'd evented the Pope.
Right? Oh, that's a card we really didn't want to see.
Defectors. Now, obviously, the problem is you have to defector now instead of being able to headline something else. But still, that's a great use of defectors.
Yeah. I mean, sure, definitely. That peak is very useful sometimes. We still get the coup with ABM and. Didn't want to lose that, but Africa's been scored.
Yeah, we got Africa scoring out. All 3 mid-war regions scored. All 3 early war regions still to be scored. And there's Europe, and we didn't get Europe Dom back,
Oh.
so you pointed it out. One more in Canada would have been huge.
For multiple reasons.
Yep. Yeah, just closing the barn
And
door
now we
after
get
the,
it in
after
Canada.
the horse already escaped, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Jarek sees his mistake there. So, okay, now do we hold grain sales and event that headline turn 9, you think?
Yeah, I guess it's an EEU. I mean, you could trigger it now, trigger it and terrorism now, and then you Ziemowit misses an AR. But yeah, I think I like holding it to turn 9 and then stealing the coup in Angola and maybe flipping Angola back.
Yeah. Nigeria, maybe. Yeah, Libya also tempting target.
Also, yeah, are you just going to
Seems
event
pretty
EEU mid-turn to be annoying and then event teardown as well? Or are you just going to give up
Yeah.
on Europe now that it's scored? Boy, really wish we'd evented the Pope.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
EEU, oh yeah, Poland jam, EEU, teardown, maybe grain doing something in the headline. That could have been nasty. That really doesn't do anything that bothers us. Is this Libya?
Okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think it's Libya.
Yeah, I like
You get your NORAD op, which goes Lao?
Yeah. That was decent.
South Korea is fine too. We do need to take Japan. We have US Japan in our hands. We need to take Japan.
For sure.
Saudi, yeah. Yeah, I think I like holding grain.
Feels like the play to me.
Now to be fair to Jarek, the Camp David event was important. That flipped over Egypt.
Yeah.
That made sure we could flip Egypt. It also neuters AI war, which is important with flower power in effect. So that the Camp David effect was not nothing. But still, getting Europe, we needed to find an op somewhere in the mid-war to get Europe down back. I would have liked to seen Portugal taken with brush around, but we ended up getting brush, so that was no problem.
Yeah. Teardown's still pretty annoying here, especially if we, like you said, we pair it with EEU at the end of the turn. Gives Z something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, I like being annoying in Europe, even though we're really not getting control unless we get Chernobyl and an absurd number of ops. Oh, what's this gonna do? Israel, yeah. Poland and Dominican Republic. That's not what you wanted to pull.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Again, good
boy,
to know he has it though.
I would have
Red
rather
might hold, but okay.
Yeah, I would have rather held that. Yep.
Now that you know he has it though, terrorism not so bad. I think we could fight with country count on Asia if he doesn't event decall, and then with the NORAD point maybe flip Lao next turn. So
Yeah. Lao and Vietnam both very flippable. Vietnam revolt is now gone, so you can safely flip. Yeah. Okay. There it goes.
nope.
Indonesia. Yeah. Yep. That's annoying. China?
Ooh.
No, I don't think we need to use China, do we? With an unspaceable Ortega out there? I mean, I guess no, never mind.
We
Forget
can't
about
get
that.
rid of it.
Aldrich and Terra are both gone. So forget about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't. I don't know. I don't know that we needed to use China there, but definitely wanted to vent that card.
Yeah, and now we still. Okay. Ziemowit's still with Asia Dom after all that. Oh boy.
Last pages even now are being
Okay, though, we do have war games.
Very interesting. We have war games. We have IP War, which only succeeds on a 6 and flower power is in effect. We have Asia, which Ziemowit dominates. We have Chernobyl.
I think I like tear down headline. Yes.
Yeah, we have
Also
Chernobyl, which would be incredibly interesting. Although, if we had triggered EU and tear down last turn, oh boy. Yeah, this to me is a tear down headline, right?
Tear down. No, not Chernobyl. Yeah, definitely tear down. Lower DEFCON, threaten to take East Germany, and then when Z deals with it, then we do war games.
Yep. So Ziemowit's got to come up
There
with
we
3 VPs, or raise DEFCON here, or it's GG. In that respect, Jarek very happy to have Asia in his hand, so he knows it's not going to get scored against him. And then there's Middle East. That's maybe the only card Ziemowit could have had. Well, OPEC. And now Jarek has to make the decision, does he want to take a tie here? Okay, and that would have been a chance for VPs. And I don't know why he spaced that instead
That telegraphs that you have war games.
I don't know why he spaced that instead of Iranian hostage crisis.
He's purged. He's purged.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Right. That makes sense. Right. Thank you.
Now you can't space war games because you need to event it.
Yep. So, thank you for mentioning that. He's purged, and now he's definitely giving up Asia Dom. He doesn't have any cards to fight for Asia Dom unless he rolls a 6 on IP War. So now Ziemowit would love to anything that gives him a VP here. Does Ziemowit have a card in his hand that gives a VP? So we're talking. I would absolutely trigger Glasnost here, right? Because Ziemowit has 4 dominations on the board. That's not going to do it.
Oh.
I would take the draw here if I'm
now
Jarek.
we can take South Korea back. We could. We could take South Korea here though if we with 1 op.
Yeah, but then we're just going to get
Asia
jammed, right? Also, what are you going to take it with?
The
You're
China
going to
card,
take it
yeah.
with Terror, Chernobyl.
Yeah, it's a question. We could take it with war games if we wanted to, but make sure that's even anyway. Because I don't think we're gonna.
And there it is.
Is he gonna go for the tie here?
Yeah.
All
so
right.
Jarek decides to take the draw and improve to 2, 4, and 1 on the RTSL season. Ziemowit falls to 6, 2, and 1 with the draw. Now, if we look at the board, Jarek has domination in Europe. So Europe right now is 6 for him. Central, though, just 3 because he doesn't have control. South America -5, Africa -4 once he takes South Africa back. He's behind in the Middle East, although we could even that out. This would have been really a really interesting game in final. I certainly don't think the board is lost for Jarek, but the fact that he is got that he has Asia in his hand, he's purged. Yeah, this would have been. This was going to be an uncomfortable turn for him. There's no question about it. And maybe he just said, you know what, I'm out. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, Chernobyl would have been an interesting hold too. Like John Paul, I think, was back in the reshuffle, so there could have been things happening in Europe there. 1 op in Middle East evens it up. 1 coup in Central America gets us back to +6 or 7.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's close. It's closer than it looks with all the red bars out there.
Yes, it definitely is, and it's so four dominations, 5 in South America, 5 in South America, 4 in Africa, 3 in Middle East, so that's 12, and then another, call it 5 in Asia. So that's 17 VP to Central being 3, that's 14, Europe 6, so 8, and then Jarek was up 6. So if final scoring happened right this second, Ziemowit would win by, Ziemowit would win by 2 because Jarek was up. But as you pointed out, Jarek has a lot more paths, it would seem, to improving the board with just a couple ops in Israel, a couple non-battleground coups can add some VPs, whereas Ziemowit maybe have a tougher time with that. So yeah, maybe Jarek was a little bit ahead on the board, and perhaps he was too hasty to go for the tie. But he, on the other hand, of course, was purged. He had a little bit of an uncomfortable hand, so maybe he just didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, I think. I mean, just thinking about the grand scheme of things. I think you said he's 2 and 4. I would have much wanted a win here, in his case, to kind of get closer to even than a tie. And I probably would have put 2 ops into South Korea, 1 into Japan, and then dropped Asia for nothing, and held Chernobyl and tried to go for Europe, or like I said, these other little 1 op here, 1 op there to kind of even things up later. But I'm not in Stalin, so my opinion doesn't really count.
Yeah, and that would have been an interesting decision there. If he was really scared, he could have triggered Chernobyl and then filled South Korea.
Yeah.
That would have been an option.
Yeah.
But if you really wanted to go nuts, you could have triggered Chernobyl, filled South Korea, and then poked something for domination. But I do not believe that there were any pokeable battlegrounds there. So I don't think that was a play. But anyway, that was a fun one to watch. I'm glad we got to see it, and they are kind of chatting at each other now. But I think we can wrap up. So Jarek and Ziemowit with a turn 9 War Games draw triggered by Jarek, and so this was a fun one. Peter, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Alex will be amused because he knows how much you like ties. But since you are in Stalin, do you have any personal feelings about the outcome of this match?
Well, strangely enough, I beat both these guys. I'm 4-3 on the RTSL season. I'm 3-0 against Polish players, and 1-3 against players not from Poland. Weirdly enough. So yeah, I don't personally have any feelings about this. I don't think, but. I was just happy to see a good one here on ARZ. But that will...
Yeah, and it was a good one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks, everybody, for watching. That's going to do it for our coverage of Twilight Struggle today. I hope you enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed bringing it home to you. But that'll do it for now. For Peter Frantz, this is Justin Abramson. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. So long, everybody.